not every person that I meet and every person that I have a relationship with is going to have the same beliefs that I have, or is going to do things the same way that I do, or has the same eating preferences, right? Like, I've come to learn to just embrace people where they are and to accept people where they are. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Samantha and this is On the Hill. And on today's video, we are going to talk about friendships or best friends. So I think that we are in a time, especially recently, I've seen a lot of videos, or I've seen a lot of emergence of friendships being a big thing. And I think that it's something that we have not talked about a lot in the body of Christ, right? I think for a long time we focused on marriage or we focused on singleness, but friendship is one of those things that I feel like was an untapped topic or conversation. And for a long time, I even found myself really seeking a best friend, like really seeking the Father for that person. Actually, when I think about it now, it's funny because I've been seeking it since I was a child. So like, little backdrop, I gave my life or rededicated my life to God in 8th grade, right? 8th grade, which was a very difficult time because at that time, I'm not sure what the breakdown of like the school years look like now. But at that time, middle school was 6th, 7th, and 8th. And so high school started in 9th grade. So I rededicated my life to God right before entering into high school. And I remember feeling so alone and really just praying for a best friend, praying for a person that the Father would send me to really walk this journey out with. And for a long time, he didn't send that person, right? And I remember like every time a new person would join our school or like join the class, the teacher would be like, hey y'all, like welcome to class, blah, 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 blah. We have a new student. Her name is so-and-so. And I would get so excited, y'all, because I'd be like, oh God, this is it. This is the best friend that you have sent me to walk this walk out with. Like, because I was really trying to walk with God, y'all. Like, I mean, imagine high school. Like, it's not like it is now where we have like a bunch of clubs and groups and like we got poppin' music. Like the music was back then. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was not like us. Like, it's become very popular, I think, to follow Christ, and like there's just more resources and community now than when I was back in high school. And I'm not super old, y'all. I'm only 32, but still, like, a lot has changed in those 10 plus years, right? 10, 15 years. A lot has changed in that time. And I remember like I would talk to the young girl that was like new to our school, and she would like start cursing or just talking crazy. And I'd be like, oh man, like, because mind you, I wasn't doing any of that. I wasn't even listening to secular music. I was fasting 2 days a week. Like, they used to call me grandma, right? Because they just knew I was walking with Jesus and don't play with me. But I was like a chill grandma. Like, I was kind of popular at the same time. But popular because people knew that I was like walking with Christ, right? But saying all that to say, I just remember always feeling so disappointed because the Father just at that time didn't send me that friend that I thought I needed. But I will say that those were the years where I walked the closest with the Lord, like the closest. Even looking back, I'm like, man, the depth of my relationship and my walk with the Father during those years, it's unmatched. I think there's something about that season of like being in the wilderness, or I don't even want to say wilderness, but that season of isolation. And I think especially nowadays where community is a big thing and fellowship is a big thing, isolation is something that we don't want, right? It's something that we avoid. It's something that we push away. And don't get me wrong, I think that seasons of isolation can be healthy. I'm not talking about secluding yourself in an unhealthy manner, right? And, you know, being in a depressive state and like not really wanting to be around people or pushing people away, right? Like, those are two different things. I think that there's a time where the Lord may call us to isolation, and then there's a time where we choose isolation because we're offended by everybody and because we got an attitude problem and because can't nobody tell us about ourselves. Like, those are two different things. So let me just specify that. But what I really want to hone in on, and like my encouragement to people that are finding themselves in that place where they're like, man, I want that best friend. You know, I want to be close with this person. I feel like even in adulthood, it was something that I really sought after. And what I have learned over the years and what has helped me is to, and this is just me, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with a best friend. I know people are going to say, well, what about David and Jonathan? Yes, I understand David and Jonathan's relationship, and I think it was beautiful. Nothing wrong with it. If the Lord sends you your David or your Jonathan, all praise to the Most High, right? In the meantime, right? In the meantime, what I have learned to do is to really open up like my perspective and my understanding of womanhood and friendship and community. I think that especially in Western culture, we've really pushed this like best friend, me and my best friend, me and my best friend against everybody. Like, you know what I'm saying? To the point where low key, we can start to idolize this idea of a best friend, and it causes us to close off to the idea of community and fellowship, right? I think sometimes we can put such an emphasis on one person that we can close ourselves off to the other opportunities and relationships that maybe the Father is trying to bring into our lives. And so one of the things that I have unlearned and relearned is the way that I look at myself as a woman. And instead of seeing myself as this individualistic person that's all about me and mine and me and my household and what we're doing over here and it's us against everybody, I have really learned to look at my place in this world and in community and in the body of Christ more from a place of communal. So I really see myself as more of like a communal person, a communal woman, like really just a community perspective. And what that essentially means is that I don't have this concept or perspective or mindset of it just being me and mine and what my goals are and what I'm trying to do for my family and how I'm trying to set us up, right? Like it really has shifted to where I am embracing what I think a lot of biblical women exemplified historically, where it was about the community. It wasn't just about she and hers, right? Like even the Proverbs 31 woman, yes, she did a lot of things for her husband and for her children, but it also spoke about how she did these things for her community, how she was a blessing to the people around her as well. And when we look at the Titus 2 woman, it's not just about you submitting to your husband and you living your life, you and your married life, and you forget everybody else. No, the Bible actually commanded the older women to go back and teach the younger women, right? And so there's this idea of community that I think that we have lost, that we saw historically and we saw biblically. And so when it comes to this idea of a best friend and really searching for that person, I've even learned to surrender that idea and say, you know what, Lord, I don't need a best friend. I'm about my community. So I'm open to all of the women that you are going to send me. Now, that doesn't mean that, I'm keeping people at a distance or that every person that comes into my life needs to be, the closest person to me, right? Like I've come to understand that people come and go. And I think that if we just learn to like open ourselves up to just community and to fellowship and to people, it takes this pressure off of a person to be that best friend, or it takes this pressure off of even ourselves, right? To show up in a certain way for this particular person every single time, right? Like if I can just be a woman that flows in biblical principles and is flowing in my feminine and is loving my husband and loving my children and honoring and respecting them and really taking care of my home, and I'm taking care of myself and I'm building this relationship, right? This vertical relationship, then I'm able to open up and really just give freely to whoever the Most High sends me. It doesn't have to be my best friend, because when we start searching for that one person, I feel like, again, we just close off all the opportunities. And so, yes, maybe the person that you meet that y'all are able to bond on homeschooling, but maybe they're not a person of faith. That's okay, right? Not every person that I meet and every person that I have a relationship with is going to have the same beliefs that I have, or is going to do things the same way that I do, or has the same eating preferences, right? Like I've come to learn to just embrace people where they are and to accept people where they are, right? Like my family and I, we're Torah observant. We observe the Sabbath. We observe the feast days. We don't observe traditional holidays. We don't eat pork and shellfish. But most of my friends and community, they're not doing the same, right? And that's okay. We don't all have to do the same thing. I've learned to say, okay, I connect with you on homeschooling. I connect with you on homemaking. I connect with you on just motherhood. Okay, you're not a person of the faith, but we're both stay-at-home moms. Let's just have conversation. Maybe, we can just fellowship and just enjoy each other's presence. And so for me, it's just opened up an endless amount of opportunities to really be able to bond with women. Because again, I think that is something that we have lost, just community, fellowship, womanhood, this reciprocity of like just being in each other's presence and learning from each other and building one another up. And even if we don't see eye to eye, even if we don't do things the same way, can we still just have relationship without the pressure of you got to do it like I do it, I got to do it like you do it, or we can't rock at all. Or I'm searching for that best friend or that one person because I want that person that does things like me. They look like me. They talk like me. They got the same faith that I have, whatever it is, right? I think that it boxes us in sometimes when we are searching for this one thing, this one particular way, and when we reject anything that doesn't look like that. So I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with having a best friend or looking for that particular person, looking for your David or your Jonathan. I also want to encourage women to expand their thought process, right? And that the Father will send you, especially as you are just really healing and doing your own work. There's something about your healing work that begins to draw people to you. And that is one thing that I have seen. I have drawn women to me. I have drawn women to me, and they are not all women that are healed or that look like me and talk like me, but I've been able to build. I've been able to build, and I can enjoy people where they are and understand that maybe we rock right here, but we ain't on the same page right here, and that's okay. That's where boundaries come in, and I can respect you in the boundaries that you are in, and we can leave it at that. Because I think that when we are looking for that one, and when we begin to close ourselves off from people and things and womanhood and sisterhood that doesn't look like us, it sets us up for failure. Because again, maybe you're looking for someone that does things exactly the same way that you do it, but there's a woman right here that is great, and she's a great person, and maybe she could really help you and support you and love you and just encourage you in this season of your life. But if she doesn't look the way that you are expecting her to look, or she doesn't do the things that you do, you miss that opportunity, that blessing that she could be to you and your household. So I really just want to encourage us to expand our thought process, expand our mind. Again, what I told myself, or what I've started to tell myself, is I'm a communal woman. And that means that I am open to the relationships and the opportunities that the Father will send my way to be able to bond, to be able to connect, and whatever it is, and for whatever season, right? Some relationships are seasonal, and that's okay as well. Just allowing the Father to move in your life the way that He desires to move without you putting Him in a box on what that is supposed to look like. Or because they have a best friend, I need a best friend. Maybe it's not for you to have a best friend in this season. Maybe the best friend, that closeness that you are seeking, right, maybe it's here, it's vertical. Maybe that's the void that you're missing. The void that you're feeling is the relationship that really can only be fulfilled by the Father. And I think that, again, sometimes we put that pressure on people when maybe our own cups are not filled by the very one that needs to fill it. Maybe we're seeking that one person because we've had a history of bad relationship with women. There's so many reasons why we seek the things that we do. And I think sometimes we have to ask ourselves, why do I want that one person? Why do I want that best friend? What does that do? How does that draw me closer to the Father? Do I want it because I see this influencer and this influencer are best friends? Do I want it because I don't want to open myself up to a community of women because maybe there's fear there and I'd rather just have that one person? Maybe it's because I have this mindset of what it should look like, and only a specific person fits that mold. And I don't want to open myself up to the other endless opportunities that could be there. Like, really become curious about that desire that's there. I'm not saying it's wrong, but I think it's okay to be curious about it as well. So I'm very curious on y'all's thoughts. Let me know if this resonates with you and just kind of where you are in your journey. Are you seeking that best friend? Are you like, you know what, I'm good. Let me just enjoy the people and the women around me. Let me enjoy community. Or are you somewhere in the middle? I'm really interested in knowing how you guys are feeling and where you are in your process of just really seeking out friendship and community in this season. So definitely comment below and subscribe and like this video. Please share it with someone that you know would benefit by listening.